Good evening, everybody. I'm George Michael, along with Stan Fischler for Tim Ryan, to bring you Game 3 of the Stanley Cup quarterfinals. The Islanders and the Toronto Maple Leafs, and the pregame build-up, Stan, is so great that you have to wonder, can Game 3 be as good as Games 1 and 2?
Well, George, the word is that the Leafs are going to come out like...
You might find a little more interesting. You want to see if number... What about the Blue Jays? The Prime Minister of Canada is here tonight. Prime Minister Trudeau is here. The fans give a standing ovation to the Toronto Maple Leafs, who are down 2-0. And Stan, I cannot recall when in a series like this any team was down by 2 games and yet was as positive and as casual as the Leafs appear to be.
Well, they feel that they can out-hit the Islanders, and a lot of people in Maple Leaf Gardens feel that the Maple Leafs have more muscle than the Islanders. Interesting, one of the people in attendance tonight is the Prime Minister of Canada, Pierre Elliott Trudeau, who's going to be sitting directly behind the Maple Leaf bench. I think it's also going to be interesting, talking about throwing the beef around, is whether or not Roger Nielsen uses his most robust player, well, not hardly the most artistic, number 26, Kurt Walker.
Kurt Walker, should he start tonight, people feel that perhaps that would be, in effect, a message from Nielsen to Arbor that, hey, if you thought we hit you on the island, wait till you see what we do here tonight. Most people agree that perhaps in the second and third period of Game 2 that the Leafs did, in fact, out-hit the Islanders. But if you're giving up the puck, if you're not able to get back after you've made your follow-through on your check, it's kind of pointless. And the idea of hitting someone is to force them to turn around to cough up the puck, and that simply has not worked. Games 1 and 2, of course, are now history, but in those games it was 4-1 Islanders in the first game, 3-2, the overtime thriller, Mike Bossy scoring the winning goal, and there were all kinds of pictures in the paper and stories here in Toronto, which, by the way, the weather is ideal for hockey. They had snow last night. We spent the better part of the day talking to various scouts, and all were saying that they were driving in snowstorms around Peterborough and the outlying areas last night.
George, another thing about tonight's game is going to be the goaltending, obviously, and Glenn Resch is starting for the Islanders, Mike Palmateer for the Maple Leafs. Before the series began, the coach of the Leafs, Roger Nielsen, said that he felt that if the series went beyond 4 games, the Maple Leafs would have an advantage because he feels that he has the best conditioned team in the NHL. And, of course, with the Islanders having a 2-0 lead, the Maple Leafs need as long a series as possible.
Brian Trottier, who, although he has not scored a goal, has fit over Daryl Sittler. There he is, as tight as a hand fits over into a glove. I don't think that anyone could have shadowed Sittler better than Trottier did in Games 1 and 2, and Sittler, of course, on the other hand, did a superb job of covering Trottier, although Brian has managed to come up with a couple of assists. But really the man that Roger Nielsen told me before the game that he feels is most important to stop is not Brian Trottier, but rather number 14, Bobby Bourne. He said candidly, he said, Bourne has hurt us in so many ways. He said he's made the good feed. He fed the big goal that he felt was a real killer when he fed Bossy. He feels that the fact that he came up and scored that first goal on Wednesday night, that is what has really killed him. Well, we'll be ready with the start of Game 3 of the Stanley Cup quarterfinals after we stand for the playing of the national anthem.
We're getting ready for the opening face-off, and you mentioned Daryl Sittler, the captain. The referee, Brian Lewis, linesman Lyon, Leon Stickle, and Ray Scampanello.
goal tonight for the New York Islanders. Glenn Chico Resch, who is 2-0 with a 1.50 goals against average lifetime in the playoffs. He is 14-8, 2.41 goals against. Mike Palmateer, the very cocky 25-year-old native of Toronto, 5'9", 155. He is 2-2 on the year in the playoffs this year. He is a 2.47 goals against average. Well, it's the Islanders. Score just in. Detroit has taken a 1-0 goal over the Montreal Canadiens. Nick Libet has scored the first goal for the Detroit Red Wings, and already the litter is starting to come on the ice. By the way, it's an unusual feature tonight. Those of you watching this game live on WOR TV in New York, as well as in the areas where you're seeing the game tonight, you will see we will present to you highlights of the Toronto-Montreal game. We'll be showing them to you throughout the game, so shortly you can expect to see the Nick Libet goal scored by Detroit, giving them a 1-0 lead. Game 3. Stanley Cup playoff. Ryan Glenny takes over to Boyer Salming. Brings it across. Sittler looking to feed to McDonald. A shot right at Resch. Salming trying to go around Potvin. In front, it's loose. Sent to the right off of the Bourne. Bobby Bourne going past Sittler. Tied up by Sittler and then hit by Sittler. Flying down the side. Shot. Hit the post. Lanny McDonald, who looks like he's got propane gas in him tonight, just flying. Resch way out. Penalty coming up. Have their power play unit out there. Instead, they have to go with their second line. This is Turnbull, cross ice to Mike Pelech. Pelech making his first appearance of the night. Off of the stick of Ron. Will try to carry in past Lewis. Ahead for Ellis. Ellis going behind the net. Ellis out to Turnbull. Turnbull down deep. Williams pass him to Weir. Weir looking for his man in the crease. Waits too long. Gets tied up by Lewis. Then his Potvin takes Sittler. Going deep as Marshall is on now. Pelech cross ice to Turnbull. Off of his stick. Turnbull into the crease. Broken up by Pearson. Off of the skate. McDonald ridden off of the puck and couldn't get his shot on goal. Face off to Salming. The shot was knocked down and that hurt. Down to Boutet. Boutet's going around Marshall, still in control, going for the crease, and Resch sticks. Watched by Dennis Potvin, taken deep. They go to the boards. It's still loose, picked up by Jones, who tries to wrap around. He can score! The score from Ron Ellis. Pandemonium in Toronto.
The Maple Leafs did it with forechecking. There's the puck coming out. Howard couldn't get it before Ellis. Ron Ellis, Johnny on the spot, getting to that puck about 10 feet out. Now here's how it starts. Jimmy Jones getting that puck free. It comes out to Ellis anticipating, and he beats Resch from about 10 feet out. It's a 1-0 hockey game for the Toronto Maple Leafs with 5:23 left in the second period.
For Ron Ellis, his second playoff goal, first of this playoff series with the Islanders. Take another look from another angle up top. You'll see that the wraparound was no good by Jones, but it came right out to Ellis. Ellis came flying in, the 34-year-old veteran who is their nominee for the Masterson Trophy, who played on the 66-67 Stanley Cup champion Leafs, comes up with his second playoff goal, his first of this series. For Ellis, his second playoff goal, the assists go to Jimmy Jones and Dave Tiger Williams. Time of the goal, 14:37, and the Leafs take a 1-0 lead in a most hard-fought, tightly checked hockey game. 5:15 to go in the period. Ellis into the crease, going for Sittler. Hanson shot. Hey, Resch, he was tested. Shot from Turnbull, hit Sittler, and that Sittler avoids the check of Potvin. Flying is Lanny McDonald. The shot. Resch gets that. Hart and McDonald behind the boards. Ahead. Hart to beat. Tries to dump it past him, and Hart takes Turnbull out with the body. Gillies. The shot. Score! Either by Jerry Butler or Ian Turnbull. Jerry Butler was creating all kinds of havoc in front of Glenn Chico Resch. He never saw it.
Well, the Leafs earned that one. and once again they managed to keep the puck in the Islander zone. The Islanders had a lot of trouble moving it out. Pearson, here it comes. There's the shot. It's a big slap shot. Resch was screened on the play, perhaps by Jerry Hart. So the Leafs now have a 2-0 lead with 14:23 left. Now there's the shot again from another angle, and Butler in front of the net.
Time of the goal, 5:37. The goal to Ian Turnbull, unassisted. Ian Turnbull with his second goal of this series, his second goal of the playoffs. He now has 7 points, making him the leading scorer for all of the Leafs and also the leading scorer in this playoff series. Nobody. But the time has whittled down to the precious few of 25 seconds as Butler and Hutt.
They've earned this lead.
Sittler to face off with Trottier, 24 seconds. Trottier, Harris, Nystrom, Bourne, Price, and Potvin. Trottier to Price. Price takes a hit from Williams. Nystrom to Potvin. Potvin down deep behind the net for Trottier. Trottier going for the crease, nobody there. Potvin keeps in 11 seconds to Price. Price loose in front. Salming ahead for Williams. 5 seconds, this is going to do it. 3, 2, 1. It's all over. The Maple Leafs are back in this quarterfinal playoff as they completely outdid it to the Islanders tonight. This was the Maple Leafs game, folks, from the beginning. Maple Leafs win it by a score of 2-0. We'll be back to put the finishing touch on Game 3 in just a moment.
Hawks have 6 attackers all jammed up inside that